Welcome to another episode of Influence Me. Today's guest is a beauty influencer with over 3 million followers on Instagram. Today, we're here to listen to her success, her journey to success. With us today, Isabel Bedoya.
Hi, hola mi gente, ¿qué más pues?
We got a Don Francisco moment right now, right?
Right, Sao Gigante.
That's Don Francisco. Yeah, Sao
Don
Gigante.
Francisco.
Same thing.
Right.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate you being here. I know it was a long drive, like everyone else that comes. They're like coming from LA, but you came like a little bit further. How long was the drive?
From the valley, it was almost like an hour and 30 something.
Oh, okay, damn. It's just traffic. Traffic sucks.
Right. No, it was just the traffic for sure, but
Well, I've worked with you one time, and right away I felt that, you gave me that good vibe, positive vibes. But we never obviously sat down and had a conversation and kind of on this level. So I'm just excited to hear about your story, because I see you're doing your thing, and I see, you're following. I see your engagement. I see everyone showing you love. So I'm excited to know how everything came about. So if you want to kind of tell them what you do and a little bit about yourself.
okay, so Isabel Bedoya. I am a single mommy, self-taught. So I taught myself how to do makeup, and I just create videos, makeup videos online, tutorials, all the shebang. I work with brands, create content, and I inspire single mommies every single day that I've been in my career. I try, it's a hard industry, but I give hope to whoever is self-taught and doesn't have, that money to get a cosmetology license. Like, I did it all from the ground up, and that's what I do every day.
Damn, we're here. So let's talk about your background. Where are you from?
So I was born in Colombia, Medellin.
Right, all right.
I forget my accent because, a lot of people here don't speak Spanish.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, shit.
No, I mean, it sounds good, though. It sounds good.
Thank you.
I like Colombian accent.
Colombia, Medellin, raised in Jersey.
Raised in Jersey.
I came here when I was 6 to the United States. Moved to California 2 years ago.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's why I noticed that you have a strong, New York or East Coast accent.
Yeah.
But I didn't know what age, you moved over here.
I'm going to try not to bring it out today, y'all.
No, fuck it. I mean, bring it out. I mean, it's cool.
Because then they'd be like, oh, like.
Nah, you're good here. You're good here. So you grew up mainly in New York, over there in New Jersey?
Yeah.
And then you moved over here 2 years ago?
Yeah.
So when did you start your beauty career? When did you start getting into makeup? How did that come about?
So I was actually pregnant with my son, and I was bored at home. I've always been very self-conscious of my face, and I have no surgeries as of today. It's all makeup. It's all fake surgery. And it was something that I was very self-conscious about, especially, I don't want to give no names,
right,
but they're basically blood, like family blood.
Oh, okay,
and they were like my constant critics when it came to like my self-value. And, growing up, that's a lot, especially when you're like a preteen and then a teen. You're growing to a woman, and you're feeling not confident with somebody from your family that keeps picking on you. So that had a lot to do why I even got into makeup. I started looking up like fake nose surgery, right? And that's when I found out you can contour your nose. So I was very intrigued by that. I started getting into contouring first, and then obviously buying e.l.f. and all these products that are very affordable at the time. I didn't have it like that. So I just started playing with makeup at home because I was pregnant and not doing anything.
Was there someone in your family that and you said that obviously was your critic, but then was there someone that wasn't, like more positive and more, like giving you the, hey, it's fine, you're going to do good, you're beautiful how you are? And
yeah, mi abuela.
Your grandma.
Mi abuela, man, she's my rock. She's amazing. She taught me how to love myself even when I didn't feel pretty enough to do it. So shout out to her, because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have the confidence that I have now, that I have multiplied throughout the years.
Yeah, because you do seem very, very confident. Sometimes for me, it was like a little bit intimidating. I'm not going to lie, just because you look very confident. So after you started playing with makeup, how did that transition to a career? Was there a particular moment?
Right.
Was there, like, you started posting? Like, what was that?
Yep. So this was the time when Instagram, like there was, I'd say 4 to 5 different influencers that were doing videos, like Instagram videos. It was all YouTubers. And I just came into the game. Those YouTubers were Instagrammers too, like putting in the same videos. And I was the only Instagrammer, right? Okay. No YouTube, just Instagram. And a lot of the companies started reposting me. A lot of the people that repost videos, they just started reposting my work, and it just got everywhere. You know, before this TikTok transitions that are now, I was creating those transitions on Instagram before. Shit. So it was like the start of what now is TikTok, Instagram videos. Like, very, very dope era. And that's how I got popular. So when I started getting reposted, this brand actually hit me up and was like, hey, how much would you charge me to apply lashes in a video? And I was like, is this a thing? Like, what do you mean? I was like, I don't know. Like, what do you think? And she's like, $75. And I was like, absolutely, let's do it. Like, to me, that was a lot, dude. Like, I stopped working, just to make it clear, I stopped working while I was pregnant when I was like 5 months. So during that time, I had a job at one Chinese store and Chinese restaurant. And I was there 3 years. So $75 was a lot to me. I wouldn't even make that a day. And I used to work like 8 hours plus. Right. So obviously I took up the opportunity. Prom season came. I did like 7 girls makeup that day. I racked up that money with what I made with the 75 and bought myself my first camera. And that's when I started doing
videos.
And
you started on Instagram? Yeah. Was there any particular video that blew you up? Or is it just slowly started growing?
They were all blowing up, honestly, at the time. But the video that I feel like really solidified me as a influencer, as a beauty influencer, was when I entered the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour contest. Okay. So the first prize was $10,000. The second prize was $5,000. And then the third prize was $2,500 in products. And I was living at a basement at this time with my son. He was like 3 months, and it was a basement, roaches, you name it. We had no kitchen, no nothing. And I was like, man, I want to get the fuck out of here. Yeah. My son's about to start crawling. You never know with the roach or whatever is around here. I don't want this. I don't want this life for him. And I entered the contest. And, you know, not to tickle my own pickle, but I was like, I'm going to win this. I'm going to win this because I'm so hungry for this. A month came by and she announced the winners, and I ended up winning first place.
Oh, shit. Damn.
Right. The fucking sound.
We'll put confetti fucking.
Right. Yeah. So it was a very dope freaking moment for someone like me in the position that I was. I took that $10,000. I moved to a condo. I had a little office area. No AC in this room, by the way. Like, who builds a freaking office room with no AC? So I had like box lights that I bought on Amazon, which were like $50 for 2. It wasn't the greatest thing, but it was actually like this small. So I had a desk, the lights, and I just started recording, and I made sure that I was consistent. And with that, I secured a company that wanted to do a contract for 6 months. And then after 6 months, it turned to a year with the same company. Damn. And then but I always made sure that whatever monthly income that I was securing with these contracts, it was to pay my rent and a little bit more to pay any other bills that I had to pay. And that's how I got started.
Damn. Yeah. That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it was, and I was, mind you, like, because I know a lot of you also are in this, what I went through at food stamps, Section 8, like the whole government help, that's kind of what held me together for a long time with my son. And thanks to that move that I did, that I took that as a challenge, I made that shit my bitch.
That's crazy though, like you going into the contest. I mean, people that sometimes you hear stories like that where it's like they're so hungry that they're like, you know what, I'm leaving. I'm going to just go for it all. I'm going to make sure that I win this shit. Another question I was going to ask you, why move to California? Like, you're in the East Coast. Like, what the fuck? Why'd you come over here?
Right. So, I mean, you know, I got more successful, and I was just coming to California so much. Mind you, I'm coming from Jersey. I'm coming from Jersey to California. That is almost 6 hours.
Yeah.
All the fucking time. I'm talking like 3-4 times a month. You know how
Just flying
exhausting?
back and forth.
That's so exhausting. And then these fucking airlines losing my fucking bags and like I was up to here. I was like, no, marica, no, yeah. Like I gotta get my place. So I actually started bi-coastal. So I've been bi-coastal in California for 4 years. So I had an apartment here in my house in Jersey for 2 years, and then that's when I just decided like, hey, I miss my baby. Like I was going back and forth, but I was so used to being with him all the time that
he was still going to school over there.
Yeah, he was with his dad over there. In my house in Jersey. So it was like, I just need to, and me and his dad weren't together at that time. We weren't together like 2 years prior. So, but we're cool. Like we're friends. We're actually best friends. So it was like, stay at the house while I make moves in California. I secure the bag. I'm going to come back home and then so on. So it was like a back and forth thing where I finally decided, you know what? I need Ryan. I miss him. And then I just need to get a house here. And I got a house here. And he moved to Florida, but we're still like,
you're still cool. Yeah. That's cool.
Oh, you met him?
Yeah, I met him at the party.
Yeah.
I know that you guys are super like, chill. Yeah, you guys are like cool friends and stuff.
Yeah,
so
we're like not regular baby daddy, baby mama drama.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are like, yeah. It was cool to watch. Yeah. I know you talked about obviously winning the contest and then now being recognized by other companies. Was there any moment where it was like difficult for you as a woman? Like I know it's like very new for influencers at that time. Like it was, I don't know if it's a new thing. It was a new thing at that time, but
I say yeah and no, because I think it's more challenging for me was when seeing all these people that have worked in Sephora, have worked in Ulta, had worked in whatever, you know, Macy's, had a cosmetology license. That's what a beauty influencer was before. You had to have that knowledge. So when I came into the industry, I was kind of like the one that didn't know shit. Like I didn't know shit about these brushes, the different
like the
bristles.
Technical aspect of
you know, all that. I didn't know any of that. So that was kind of hard for me in the beginning because I would talk about products and people would be like, that's already been out, or that's a MAC original. Like, how do you not know that? Or no, that brush is in that type of bristles. It's synthetic. Or why are you using this or this way, that way? And that was very challenging for me because I felt like, damn, I'm here, you know, gaining this confidence, and people are just like, but you're wrong.
Yeah.
With this and I'm just like, bitch, I'm new here. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Was there any moment where you wanted to quit, or you wanted like or like thinking it like, oh shit, I don't know if I should be here then, or like why, like is this for me, you know?
No, absolutely not. That never crossed my mind, just because I always had my son in mind. Where it was like, it's either this or, you know, going back to living in a room, sleeping on the floor, like not a floor. I had a air mattress.
Yeah.
But, you know, it was just nice to like work and provide. And I just wanted more. I wanted to level up, and, you know, very blessed that I did, and I never gave up.
And what's been one of your biggest risks that you think that you've taken that kind of made you, that was actually worth it, you know? Or like, you're like, oh, you know, if I wouldn't have taken this risk, then none of this would have happened.
Right.
Or decision.
I think definitely the contest. The contest has to be the one thing for me that was really like a breakthrough, where I was like, damn, I would have made it eventually, right? Because I still had that drive in me, but I don't think that I would have had that push financially where I could have had a space for me to create my work.
What your following was already big at that time when you entered the contest, or was it still?
Yeah, I think at this time, correct me. I don't know. You can't even correct me because you don't even. I don't even know. But I was maybe like 300. 300K around that time. But again, like this is a time where like these companies that are reposting your work, you're gaining hella followers. This is a time where everybody was joining Instagram. Facebook was for the viejitas, you know? So
what year was this?
This was 2014.
14. Okay.
Yeah, 2014. Yeah.
Did you already knew what that was? Like influencer, like you already had like a couple people in mind that you were trying to mimic on Instagram, or like trying to?
No, I thought they were like so like above me, where I'm like, they're just different type of smart when it comes to this makeup world. Yeah. I was just posting. I was just winging it.
And who was your like first person that you met that you were like, fuck, if I meet this person, damn, that would be so dope. Because talking about your following, like I know Paris Hilton follows you, and like there's some big people
that's dope. I didn't know she followed me.
That she follows you. Kylie Cosmetics. There's a lot of people that follow you. That Becky G. I think it's Becky G.
That's my girl. She's amazing.
Like that's for me. I was like tripping. I was like looking through. Obviously, I went and did a little bit of research, and I was like, dude, like that. I was like, no. I was like, damn. Like I don't know if there's like that pressure, you know, of you having that sort of influence or that sort of power, you know, of like, damn, like these big ass companies are looking at what I'm doing, or like, you know. How was there a particular person that you wanted to meet when you started?
Damn, I never had anyone specific that I was like, yo, this is the one, because to me they were all so cool. Okay. They were all so freaking cool. My first brand trip, I think it was with Benefit Cosmetics. Mm-hmm. They flew me out to Vegas. I was 19 at the time, so I'm not allowed to say a lot of things that went down. I don't want to. They were just so dope about a lot of stuff, and I met a lot of people. So it wasn't like I met one person this one time at this event. And it was just like the company brought a lot of influencers, so I met kind of everybody at once. Damn. And everybody was very welcoming, very dope. Like the industry's dope. If you're a dope person, chill. You're good.
Were you like nervous though? Because I mean, obviously, if that's gonna be like your first, were you like nervous? Or you're like, shit, I don't know if I'm gonna fit in, or I don't know if they're gonna accept me because I'm new. I don't know if like, was that?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I think just coming from the little town I came from Jersey, it's like, shit, I'm coming to their territory in LA, and will I be accepted? Are they cool with me? Do they want to make a conversation? What the fuck do we even talk about? Like, but it went really, really smooth. Like, it was just dope how Benefit made everything. And I think after that, I went with some other brand, which I don't know if they're still there, but I went to Miami, and that was more intimate with a couple of influencers. So it was really nice to like connect with East Coast influencers, where they're like a different vibe than LA influencers.
Is there a difference? That's what I was gonna ask you too. Is there a difference? In what way do you think? Not to talk shit on on either side.
I'm like, you know how people get with the whole West Coast, East Coast. But like, if you know, you know. Like, I even now, like, I still think that, and not even influencer wise, I just think that people on the East Coast are just different than West Coast. I think West Coast people are more friendly. More friendly right away, right? Even if they saw you once on Instagram, they're like, oh, hey girl, you know,
like if they already know you,
right, very, very nice. But in like East Coast, we're like, you know, not so nice, but we can get there. Like, it doesn't take much to get there, but it's not as friendly as here, which is good. Like, either or. If you're a dope person, everybody's gonna be dope back to you,
right? And going back to like the influencers and now makeup, what is something like a tip or something that you can share to people that are watching, girls?
Okay, I say that do everything your way. You know, your way won't work for the next person, and their way won't work for you. Some things, pick up whatever you can pick up, like learning wise, watch wise. If you see whatever's trending, definitely stick to that. Create content that makes you happy. And just always be yourself. At the end of the day, that's you. So if you fake it, eventually it's good to always just be yourself.
Right. Hashtags. Do you still believe in all that stuff? Like promoting wise, like what would be another advice for them to get exposure or get their names out there? Because again, makeup is one thing, and a talent is one thing, but then you also have to do the marketing aspect of it. And I think that you do that very well. Obviously, you're a very beautiful person, so that helps a lot. Right. But there are also people that are beautiful that if they don't have that marketing skill, it's not as easy for them to get out there.
No, I agree. I agree 1,000%. I mean, it's really hard nowadays because there's so many people trying to be an influencer, which there's nothing wrong with that. There's space for everybody. But at the end of the day, it's not like the times before where some people felt shy to do it. Now I feel like a lot of people are so intrigued with this industry. And there's money for everybody. Clearly, a lot of people, you see that they're not someone yesterday and now they're someone today, which is freaking amazing. But always stick to you and do you. And what I can say, mostly be consistent with your work. Post a lot, even stuff that you are like second guessing, that you're like, oh my God, I don't know, like, do I look good? Post it, because at the end of the day, you put in that work on that, and just create looks. Like, if you're not doing anything on a Thursday night or on the weekend, create a look that you're not comfortable with, but it's an inspiration that you can find on social media, and be like, you know what, I want to recreate this, because that helps you step out of your comfort zone and also get your creative juices flowing.
I see a lot of girls post like on Halloween. That's when I see like the most. I'm like, oh shit, like they get crazy with the Halloween stuff.
Right, that's when the demons are out. Yeah.
What was I gonna tell you? So about the like social media, what do you think about TikTok now? Because you grew up, obviously you started in Instagram.
Right.
You're saying like all the videos that are coming out now, like that's something that you were already kind of doing when Instagram was still a thing.
Yeah.
Well, it's still a thing now, but like when you were starting.
Right.
What do you think about TikTok, that platform? Like how it blows people up real quick?
I think it's so cool. I think it's so crazy that you can just do one video and you just go viral. Yeah. Like, that shit wasn't that easy back in the days. But I mean, I say that just to say that just anyone can do it. And again, back to consistency. Like, if you're consistent and you're uploading, like once that viral video goes, keep uploading. Like if you could even upload with TikTok, the dope thing that I love about TikTok is you can upload 4 times in a day, which that's Instagram. That's not normal on Instagram. I mean, is it on your story? Yeah. But not like, post, which I think that's so freaking cool, and I think that's what really gets TikTok going. People just don't care. People just upload. It's so cool.
Do you think that like on your social media platforms, I was trying to do a little bit of research, obviously, to like get ready and stuff. I was trying to be chisme shit. Right. But I was like kind of looking you up. You don't have a lot of personal, your personal stuff out there. Do you think you'll ever make like a family channel, like more like that type of vibe, or you're more like, you know what, I'm a little bit more reserved, more private?
Right. So obviously, as your research, I don't put my life out there. I think that's also why I haven't like blossomed to my full potential, because that's always been a thing of mine where I don't put my son out there like that. He's been wanting a YouTube channel since he was 5. And I'm so protective over him that I'm like, social media is mean. They're weenies. Like, you don't want that, But I think eventually I do think I will have his channel and create videos with each other. But
it's scary.
Cause I mean, I know it'll go great. That's not my concern. It's more about not appreciating the smaller moments, right? Which I think that's so like, I hate when people say that, but
it's true though.
But it's true. I love, he watches a lot of YouTubers, and I love that there's families that are putting their everydays out there. Whatever, if the kid's unboxing toys, like whatever it is, I wish I had that in me, right? But at the end of the day, I'm doing everything by myself, like financially, emotionally, like everything for me and my son. So I feel like it would be easier for sure if I had a husband. Right. So, who freaking knows?
You're like, coming, maybe.
Right. I think just because me and my baby daddy are cool, but like, people just it would have turned to that eventually if me and my baby daddy were still together. But since like that, I just needed a break period. So that whole thing with YouTube, I wish I could open up more, but my life is not what people think, and people just, I've always been judged since I was on Instagram. So a lot of drama that people put me in, all this shit that it's like, at the end of the day, I'm a mom, and there's bigger things that I have to care for. Right. I'm not in high school. Like, this is not high school. But the internet loves chisme and shit. I love chisme, but I don't want to give them something to talk about. Yeah. I think a lot of influencers have came out and talked about that, like how they go through shit and the comments and the negativity.
obviously everyone tries to live their life a positive way.
Right.
Like how hard, because yeah, everything is cool, like being an influencer, like you get all the perks and all that stuff. But how difficult is that emotionally for an influencer or for anyone that's in these platforms?
It's hard. It's hard if you're not mentally grounded all the way, where it really affects your daily life. But again, back to my whole son situation. I have my son, so it helps me mentally ground myself again. Like, hey, there's bigger things in life than these comments. I mean, does it make you rethink a lot of things? Whatever, like for example, your nose, like whatever someone says something about my nose, it makes me think for like, a couple seconds. Like,
yeah.
Damn, does it really look that bad in this picture? Or like whatever the fuck they want to judge on the picture, and then I'm like fucking actually thinking about it. Like, damn, do I really? and then I come back to earth, and I'm like, bitch, you got me fucked up. And then sometimes I go to the profile, and I'm like, okay, I feel better. Like,
which one do you think is the worst platform? Because I personally think TikTok's fucking brutal. I mean, it is funny. I'm not gonna lie to you. I go down sometimes the comments just to, if I want to have a good time, sometimes I go to the comments, which sounds fucked up, but there's sometimes they come up with some fucking creative ass ideas, and I think the comments itself should be like a thing.
Right. No, the comments definitely are funnier than sometimes the video itself, because it's shit that you kind of thought about, but somebody just words it so correctly that you're like, bitch, you got that. Like, it's funny. It's funnier when it's on someone else, obviously. Yeah. When it's on you, you're like, God damn,
like, fuck off.
You really hit the spot. But other than that, I mean, if you are in that industry, you know what's gonna come. You're not doing something right if you don't have haters.
Right.
That's something that I always keep in mind. You're not doing something right if you don't got haters. Period. So give them something to talk about.
What is your biggest, I'm curious to know, what is your biggest why besides your son? Like, what motivates you? Or is like he's the main reason,
right.
But what is something that you're like looking forward to in the future for yourself and for him?
Just definitely being financially stable. And I know you're probably like, oh, like money. Yeah, at the end of the day, I actually, since we're, getting a little personal here, I actually didn't graduate high school. I dropped out because I've been living alone since I was 15.
Oh, shit.
So I didn't have that luxury of going to school and working. And, it was just very overwhelming as a teenager. So I had to make a decision, and I did. And I think that as long as you, like, stick to your shit and really want to get out of the fucking gutter and the mud and get your life together, you have to take sacrifices.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I did. And, do I regret it? No. Would I do it again? Fuck yeah. What
is something that you would teach your son, or like a word of advice for your son, like a key thing for him, for obviously now that he's with you, so they're right. Gonna know him, they're gonna eventually, like you're saying, when you guys if you guys were to start the family channel,
right?
Like, what would be something that you've learned that you can tell him?
Social media wise,
life wise.
I'd say, which I already taught him, do what you have to do that makes you happy. There's some kids in school that tell him certain things, and I tell him at the end of the day, they might have problems at home, and you're coming back to a loving home, to a mom that loves you. You have your food ready, and we live a very happy life. And I don't say that to just say that. Anyone that knows me, anyone that's seen my son and the way that he acts and the way that he is, he's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like, the happiest, I mean, not the happiest, but he's a happy fucking child.
Yeah.
And I take huge pride on that. And I always tell him, do what makes you happy. And don't care what people say, because at the end of the day, you grow. You're going to grow from that. You may not ever see that person again.
Yeah, yeah.
But like when we got Goofy and outside, he don't care. But before he would be like, Mommy, and I'll be like, babe, we're not going to see these people again. Like,
it doesn't matter.
It's not that deep. And now I think he's getting to that age where he understands that, and it's beautiful because he has confidence. The confidence that I didn't have, I'm giving it to him since he was young, and he's my flower child. He's flourished.
What is next for you? What do you think that?
I think honestly, I thought my my beauty brand was going to be the next thing, but I've been having a lot of issues with the middle person. And it's kind of disappointing, right? Because, you know, a lot of money goes into that. And so sadly, that's not the way right now. You have to, you know when to pause things to be able to continue with other stuff. And right now, it's more about finding my in-between where, you know, my son started school, like actual physical school this year, which last year they did on Zoom.
Yeah.
So he's a first grader right now, and that's been very challenging because it is his time. I'm on his time, right?
Yeah.
So waking up at 6 a.m, getting him ready, taking him to school. I have about 5-6 hours to get shit going, right? You know how filming is. It takes time.
Yeah, it takes
editing.
time.
So it's not really much time. As you see yourself go through that, you're like, damn, I really don't fucking have time. And then you have to rush, go get him. And he has tutoring after school in a whole other location. So it's very much trying to find my grounds of like, okay, mother, influencer, and shit that I like to do. That's kind of where I'm at right now, where what's next, that's still in the process because
you're still figuring out.
I'm a single mom. It's
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What has been to finish and to wrap this off? Well, I wanted to thank you again for coming because, like I mentioned, like we worked a little bit together, but you know, obviously, this is our first time having a conversation. I really do appreciate you being here. But what is a word of advice for anyone out there? Like either be single moms, either be, you know, moms even with relationships. I don't think we should also like exclude them because there's moms that are in relationships and that do have that support, but they still have that self-doubt in them. You know, what would be something for them that they can take away from someone successful like you?
I always tell my friends that are mommies, single or not, find time for you. Your son, daughter will be at your side and they love you no matter what. So it's about finding what makes you happy genuinely, because when you're happy, the next person next to you is happy. So aka your kids.
Yeah.
If you're happy, they're happy. So it's all about finding your time to feel pretty, feel appreciated, feel loved by yourself. And then others, you know, if that comes with that, if you're in a relationship or not, have that person, you know, notice that you are happy genuinely. So you don't need validation from somebody else. That's what I tell all my girls. Like, don't have validation from somebody else because the fuck.
Thank you for being here. I do appreciate it. I hope you liked our little talk.
So much fun. I mean, you know, if y'all don't know him, he is you're amazing. I hope you know that. And your work speaks for itself. Your humbleness speaks for itself. So continue to spread that because we need that in this earth.
No, thank you. Thank you for being, ladies and gentlemen, Isabel Bedoya.
Bedoya.
Bedoya. Hey.